UK. This is the right space to explore real-life issues affecting real people. We provide professional counseling to individuals, couples, organization, schools, church, and others. Follow, share, subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Let's Chit Chat UK.
Hi, Cecile.
I believe my internet is probably a bit slow. So, anyways, welcome to Let's Chit Chat. Another day, another hour, another season. We are great to be back with you today. I, I am Pastor Cecile. Welcome to Let's Chit Chat. I'm Jackie.
Yeah, hi, I'm Jackie. Nice to be here today. We haven't done chit chat for a few weeks due to internet connections and people doing other various things as well. But yeah, it's really lovely to be here today. So hi everyone.
Brilliant, we are back. Let's come back. Our topic today is it hard to keep friends? How difficult it is to maintain a friendship? What do you think about friendship? What is the role they play in our lives or the importance they have in our lives? Jackie, how do you find friends? Even talking about keeping them. So, how
Right,
do you
okay.
find friends?
I find it's quite hard, obviously, from school, like keeping in contact with friends. You don't really, because everyone moves on. I have one friend from school. We're still in contact, but we don't see a lot of each other. And then it's just through like work, through uni, from living on the estate, and then you move, and then you meet other people. And because I'm in like a block of flats, people tend to keep themselves to themselves rather, but you do talk to people when you go underneath to the car park. But where I lived in a house before, it's like a closed, little closed, and everyone knew everyone and who was knocking on each other's doors, so it's quite different.
So, Jackie, from what you said, is kind of a challenging to meet friends, especially or to have friends, especially when we are at a certain age. I assume it's not the same with young people because they go to school and they connect with friends and they go out and parties and all that. But when you get to a certain age, then it becomes a bit challenging to meet friends and the good one. So, Jackie, I'm just going to be talking about not just meeting a friend. How do you meet a good friend, and how do you know that this person is a good friend to keep around?
Right, okay. Good friend. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you've really got good friends and then they move away so you don't see them, and then you lose contact because they live too far. So this is what happens. So yeah, I mean, have got good friends. I've got Cecile. I made a good friend from Cecile at uni. And yeah, various friends. But yeah, and you find a lot of your friends are on like Instagram, Facebook, even family. Really, family becomes like Facebook friends as well.
Mm, So it makes it hard, isn't it? Is it because people are not going out often enough these days? Everyone is busy. People tend to keep themselves to themselves. People tend to go through so much, and then it becomes a bit harder to actually have friends that you can often communicate with or see or keep in contact. Is it because
Yeah.
people are busy, Jackie?
And I don't know if you've noticed as well, Cecile, instead of people picking up the phone, like the mobile, to call you, they'd rather send you a text, like a long-winded text, and you're like, why don't they just call me? It'd be so much quicker.
I love that, Jackie, because sometimes I start texting people, then I just say, hold on. It will be quicker to call than to text because sometimes communication on the text takes you a lot of time and a lot of energy. Then some people seems to be hooked on text and they're not really on phone calls. They rather deal with text. But coming back to friendship, is it because people are not trustworthy these days? So many are scared to even be looking for friends, or when they have friends, they scared or worry about bringing them closer.
Yeah, I mean, I've had friends in the past, but as I said, like, I thought like grown up friends, and yeah, everyone moves on, and then as you get older, you make friends where you live, or where you work, or where you're studying, and then you move, and then you have to like the cycle happens all over again, and you make try and make new friends, and then obviously your old friends won't travel over to see you, and yeah, it just becomes like quite difficult. Or if you do phone a friend, they're busy or they're going out or something, so it's like trying to make time, but obviously it's a two-way thing as well, not just one-sided.
Hmm. Do you think, Jackie, I think people are becoming less loyal these days, so it becomes a bit hard to have a friend and hard to trust them and hard to even have sorry, Jackie.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to get some water?
I think so. Oh, sorry. Jackie, you can carry on talking. Sorry. I think I'm better. Oh,
You okay?
hmm. What was I? I was saying how to have a better communication with your friends. Maybe worried that somehow they might betray you or disappoint you. What do you think?
Yeah, I just think, friendship's about two-way thing, even if it's like contacting each other once every 2 weeks or meeting up occasionally. Um, you know, yeah, but I found that like I've had friends, I thought they were really close, and then they just move away, and then you don't hear from them for like years. Again.
Mm. Then I think that one also, if it does happen to you, it will discourage you to look for friends because you're thinking, I invested in this person, because friendship is investment. So if you invest in a friendship and then the friend just leave and or moved and they kind of cut contact,
Yeah.
don't you think it's a bit discouraging because you start thinking, if I start a new friendship again, potentially the same thing could possibly happen, although it's not always the same. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, people got busy lives, people got children, they've got husbands, they've got fiancés. You know, moving house is very stressful anyway, and if they're moved quite far away, then, I mean, even like a text or a phone call now and then, it's like, how are you, thinking of you, hope you're okay. I mean, things like that is nice.
Mm. Yeah, I do think. I mean, I have friends that are new for years and they still friends. We might not see each other all the time. We might not see each other as much as we like, but we still communicate on the phone. We still text. We still call each other. So we don't just completely disappear out of each other's life. And if there's any issue or situation where we need to meet, we do make effort to meet. So although each and everyone is busy, but we still kind of maintain that link as a friend. So I do understand people being busy, and sometimes we can get into that busy level and completely cut off everyone. But do you think sometimes friendship will cut off or friends will cut off the other one when they're going through a lot of difficult moments and they think like they will probably bother the other person or they probably lost of answer themselves, then they
Yeah.
try to keep themselves juggling things. What do you think?
Yeah, I have friends that, like, moved away. I mean, obviously, I'm still in contact, but it's not constant contact. It might be like once every 6 months or something, you know, like a quick telephone. How are you? What you've been up to? Blah blah blah. Yeah, I'll come down and see you, and you know, let me know when you're free and when I'm free. And like a year, 2 years later, we're still trying to arrange. Yeah. But yeah, even
Wow.
family, even family become like Facebook friends, don't they? I mean, obviously, there was yeah, for instance, like my dad's funeral, like people were, knew about it from Facebook,
Wow.
like family. Yeah.
So meaning that people are very busy these days to even reach out the other one just for something as a funeral.
Mm.
Wow. Well, I know that we are all busy, but once in a while, once in a blue moon, from time to time, not to completely leave what you're doing in order to satisfy people and meet them all the time because everyone is actually busy with something. But really, keeping friendship, it might be face to face, it might be on phone, but as long as some kind of relationship is maintained. So I would really like to know because some people are really struggling to keep friends. Some people are even struggling to have friends. Some people are also struggling to know what to say to their friends in order not to offend them or not to make them run away. And some people are also worried that if I say too much to my friend, they might betray me or something. So they're worried about who to trust and who not to trust. Do you think that friendship has become also very difficult because of trust issue?
Um, yeah, friendship can be difficult because people are quite observant who they meet, who they talk to, and I just think it's like living in general. I think when you're younger, you make friends so easy, and I think as you get older, I think you just become more choosy who your friends are maybe.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
I mean, I'm
Uh,
not saying I don't
it-
say hello to people and I'm not friendly. I'm not saying that.
Jackie? Do you think is it because we become also too serious with life? in a way that it makes it difficult to laugh, hard to smile, hard to joke, a
Yeah,
bit
yeah,
a bit more
definitely.
expensive to go out because it could be very expensive to actually have good times with your friend outside. That alone creates limitations in how many times you can meet your friends.
Yeah.
Do you think expenses, yeah, might play a major cause?
Yeah, yeah, I don't know if it's an age thing. I don't know if it's because you get older, you find like making friends a bit more harder than what you did when you were younger, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe because when we become older, we are a bit judgmental. Maybe subconsciously, our subconscious will give us some kind of signal that we are not even conscious about. You did counseling, you know about subconscious. So subconsciously, something is going through your mind and your brain, and that kind of like limiting you to make friendship. Do you think that's the case as well?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, yeah, well, that's been my experiences. Like, by having really close friends and moving away, me keeping in touch, and then you don't see them for years and years and years, and then they might come back to London to live, and then I just find it a bit difficult to go back to where you started off
To connect.
because it's been so long since you've seen them as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I, I think it's just because the way we look at friendship is like they're supposed to be a flow, a natural flow going on without so many breaks or so many times out. You just naturally feel like if someone is my friend, we're going to carry on being friends through the good, the bad, and the hard time continuously. So if the person now happens to disappear out of our life or we happen to disappear out of their lives, it becomes a bit harder to pick up because you're thinking they might have developed to something else and you also have
Yeah.
grown to or developed to something else.
Yeah, and why not a text or hello or something, beforehand? Why leave it for like years and years and years, and then because they moved back to London, like obviously they want to chummy again. Yeah.
Jackie, I'm just going to ask you a question. Your friend
It's
is
totally different if you move to a different country or a different part of England or Scotland, Wales, whatever, and you still kept in contact with that person. Like, not saying like every week, maybe once a month, once every other month or something, little text, I'm fine, how are you? Then, yeah, I think you could recreate that friendship again. But when you haven't heard from someone for such a long time and then they're back trying to get into your life again, it's a bit hard, isn't it? That's what I
it will
think.
be very hard. I believe it will be hard because you're not quite sure the reason why they there or they want to become friends again and the reason why they stopped making efforts prior to that. But then again, don't you think it's good to kind of ask those questions? Sorry.
Yep.
Jackie,
Sorry,
did you try
Neil,
to
what
ask
did you want to
questions?
ask me?
Did you try to ask questions? Like where have you been? What happened to you?
Oh yeah, I
Why?
do. I do. It's like obviously people have got their own lives or whatever with their children, and then they come back, and it's just like you can't really be that person you was beforehand because they just got up and left you, and you haven't seen them for years and years and years, and now they've come back.
Mm. Yeah, that could be difficult.
So you just feel, in a way, well, I won't get too close because if they get a chance, they're just gonna up and go again.
I so that brings you to completely lose trust in them because you know that if they just for a period they might up and leave again.
Yeah. So I believe a friend is someone, even if you don't see them for years and you see each other again, you can laugh, you can joke, and can still have that sort of connection, and really get on well, as if you haven't seen each other, as if you've seen each other last week or the other day. That's another thing as well. Yeah.
Yes, I do believe that Jackie as well, that good friend, even when they depart from each other for some time, when we do meet, they should be able to straight on crack jokes, straight on connect, straight on life. But if it
Yeah.
becomes a bit hard, and then there's an issue.
Yeah. I mean, I have got friends like that. So, yeah.
Mm. Okay, so if you just tune in and welcome to Let's Chit Chat. I'm Assessor Sale. This is Jackie. We are talking about how hard it is to keep friends these days. Friends are very expensive in terms of finance to meet your friends at from time to time. In terms of time, people are very busy doing things. Jackie, one question I wanted to ask as well. Is it also because when a position change within a friendship, it becomes untenable for the two people to carry on being friends if they're not really mature? What I mean is like if one of the friends gets married and the partner comes in and is involved, it might change things around. If one friend has a child that now occupy them a lot more, maybe they have a job that is also very demanding, or maybe education, school, and the terms are not quite the same anymore. Is it also because of term changing and situation changes? What do you think? Can that contribute also to
Yeah. Well, my experience was
mm,
I had a so-called friend for a few years. The kids were at like primary school, junior school, and then I just got up and moved to like somewhere in England near the
mm.
coast, and I didn't hear from them for about 7, 8 years, and then they come
Ooh,
back to London, and then yeah, I think she split from her partner. So yeah, and it was like it was a bit of a shock. Like, oh, I've gone all the way to see you, and drove there and drove back, and and there's been no contact since. So we're talking about like 5, 6, 7 years,
wow,
and then obviously they moved back to London. Um, yeah, and I think they've been back to London for the past 4 years since, and I've only met up with that person once. And just Facebook, they're on Facebook. That's it. It's like I
wow,
only know what people want to from Facebook. Yeah.
wow. So you probably felt like they looked for friendship again from you because their situation changed.
Hmm.
And if it does change again, they can also up and leave.
Yeah. I mean, obviously where I live, it's flat, so it's like a bit enclosed. You don't really see a lot of people, but where I lived in the house, it was like everyone knew your business, everyone knew when you were in, when you was out. So yeah, a bit more private here, but it's quiet. That's quite nice.
Mm. Jackie, I will think like also because Friendship is a big investment. You always have to be there for your friends, and they always have to be there for you. And there's many things that you can have to discuss or say to your friends. You have to get to know them, they have to get to know you. So that alone at the moment is probably limiting some people to just embrace friends like that, or friendship like that, because they know that once you are friend with that person, they will invest a lot in you and you will invest a lot in them. And if they feel like maybe this person cannot be trusted, then it becomes a bit difficult to really create that attachment with the person. Or is it also that some people or people these days have a bad attachment? You learn it in Colby counseling that the attachment is quite important. Is it because people have some people have unsecure attachment, some people have secure attachment, some people is really difficult? What do you think?
Um, yeah, I would say it's yeah, I would say it's an insecure attachment because obviously that person was very needy, always wanting company, and then obviously when they went, they'd gone. Yeah,
Mm,
and then come
mm,
back. But, yeah.
mm. Yeah, because I do believe that friendship has a lot to do with attachment as well.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, it works both ways, really, you know,
mm,
I think,
yeah.
yeah.
So let's chit chatter. And if you're hearing us, we are discussing how hard it is to have friends, to keep friendship running, to keep them rolling, to keep them moving, to keep them carrying on. It takes a lot of work to keep friends and maintain them. It's expensive to keep friends and maintain them, but it's also very good and a very blessing and a good thing to have good friends and even to have friends around, because sometimes you just stay there and you need someone to talk to. So you need a good friends that can hear your frustration and then keep you going. Now, Jackie, do you think when people don't have friends or good friends around, the mental health can easily go bad?
Um, well, I have got friends I can talk to. Like if I was feeling down or something was bothering me, I'd pick up the phone. So yeah,
Mm,
but that was just an example of one friend.
mm.
Yeah, example of one.
I like that. Now, Jackie, do you think when one has one friend, you can talk to them about everything and anything, or are there specific things that you can talk to your friend? Do people have more friends or many friends in order for them to discuss different things with different friends? What do you think?
Right, I feel you can have friends. You can have different friends, like who you can talk to about different things. Sometimes,
Mm, mm,
yeah.
yeah. Do you talk to different friends about different things based on their personality, based on the way you liaise with them, based on
Yeah,
their knowledge?
obviously uni friends would be about uni, would be about work, would be about whatever, and maybe my other friend, I might just moan. I moan anyway. I just moan about things in general. Yeah.
Mm,
So yeah, I just think there's different people you can talk to about different things. I think.
different things.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, in all, do you actually think it's important to have friends? And if yes, why?
Sorry, say that again.
Do you actually think it's important to have friends? And if yes, why?
I don't know. I mean, I have had friends that obviously I listen to, and when it comes down to me, no one like listens to me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you've ever experienced that.
Jackie, I do like what you just said. That's what I'm just like, I love what you said. Is it because sometimes if you have friends and you always listen to them and they don't listen to you, or when you need them, you don't see them, is it because one puts themselves so much out for other people and available, and then they end up taking you for granted? Where when you need help, they feel like, hold on, you don't really need help because you are used to giving a hearing ears to them, and they just feel like you are all sufficient.
Yeah, I mean, I have had friends where I'm talking about me, and they go on to talk about something else, and you're like sitting there thinking, I was just trying to explain something to you, and you've gone on about yourself again. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever had that.
Jackie, in a situation like that, what did you do? Actually, management in counseling, what did you do? Did you just transparency, content transparency, or transparent? What did you
Yeah,
do?
I'm talking about even before counselling. Just people. It was like,
Mm.
I'm listening to them. So if I wanted to say something, it'd be like, they wouldn't listen. They'd turn it back round to themselves. And I'm thinking, why am I listening? I wasn't even the counsellor then. And I'd be like, why am I listening to them? They can't even listen to me.
And what did you do in that situation? Did you carry on listening? Did you give up? Because often enough, one tends to give up when you find someone like that. You tend to give up. Did you give up in trying to explain yourself?
Yeah,
Did you give up?
yeah. So, yeah, I suppose it's part of growing up, I suppose, as well.
Hmm. Okay. Thank you
Getting
so much.
older.
One of my son is saying that's a blessing. It's a powerful topic. Yeah, it is. It's definitely a powerful topic because we need to have friends, and there needs to be a balance within the friendship where the friend will pour out and you will pour out. Both of you will be able to support each other. But if you have a friends where you are only at the receiving end and they are at they just taking and you're not receiving back, then it's a problem. So it should be two ways thing.
Yeah.
So Jackie, these days now that you are more mature,
Oh
knowledgeable,
yeah. Well, I
stable.
don't really bother with that friend no more because I'm just like, I will. If you can't listen to me and I've had to listen to you, then I don't really want to listen to you no more. You know. I know that's really selfish, but
Well, I would not call it selfish. I wouldn't call it selfish. I just, how do I call it? I call it self care.
yeah,
It's not selfish, it's self care. You're looking after yourself.
exact word. That's what I was looking for.
Self care. Okay, Jackie, we have a question. What should I consider when choosing a friend? We have a question. What should he consider when choosing a friend? Jackie, what advice can you say? Or can you give? What can you say?
Right, so Say that again, sorry.
We have a question. What should one consider when they're looking for a friend?
What to do to keep a friend?
No, what should they consider when they're looking for friends? What
Oh,
are the
what to
things that they should
consider?
look out for?
Um, to consider is um, obviously some connection, being able to laugh together, being able to talk to each other. If you've got a problem, you can talk to that person. If they've got a problem, they can talk to you. And just, look after each other, have each other's back as well, and like, no tick for, like some people like gossiping and talking about other people, and I don't think that's a really good thing as well. And if you find that your friend is gossiping about someone, then you have to step back and think, well, if they're talking about that person, what are they talking about me to other people as well? So just be wary.
Mm.
But if you've got good friends, because people have got good heart. Yeah.
I love what you just said, because if you have a friend who's talking about someone else, then what do they say about you also behind your back? Then I will go to say that when you're looking to have a friend who can tell you the truth, someone who will not see you doing wrong and they're not able to tell you because they're trying to please you. Also have someone who will not put you down. Some friends, if you're trying to rise up to do something, instead of encouraging you, they will rather tell you, oh, I don't think you can do it. I don't think it's the right moment. So really have a positive friend, someone who is positive around you, who even when they think you cannot do something, they can still encourage you and motivate you to give it your best shot and still try. Like someone who will be there for you, have your back, like Jackie said, have someone who have your back. Maybe have someone who is not so much of you, like, because if you have a friend who is so much like you can easily fit into each other bad habits, and if you're not careful, it becomes a toxic relationship. So sometimes it's good to have someone who is a bit opposite to you, so that way you fit on each other, and you kind of like your is their strength, and their strength are your weakness, so that way they will always be able to support you in whatever you're weak on. Have someone who will be there for you for the good and the worst time, really. So you have to be able to tell your friends issues, someone who is confident. So really look for the person who you can see their lives, hear their story, hear their lives, see how they are with people around them. You can easily see someone how they are with people around them. Have they kept friends in the past? Do they have even one friends that they can call their friends? So you know that, okay, if they have one friend that they can call their friend, that means they can also keep me. If they don't even have one friend, what are the possibility or the probability that they will keep you as friends? Yeah, I think, and have someone who is mature to understand that even when you mistakenly do them something wrong, they will not ditch the friendship because of one mistake or one error, or I don't know, one disappointment. Yeah,
Yeah, and
hopefully.
a
Mm,
friend will always let you know if you're in the wrong as well, even if you don't like it, because they're protecting you.
yeah, yeah, that's good. So yeah, so I think that was the question, and I hope we did that question justice to answer that. Um, I was going to just say that, ask that, Jackie, do you think that friends are based on culture or based on ethnicity or based on race? What do you think about that?
My, I believe you can have different cultures, different race, different religion, friends. It doesn't matter as long as you've got a good understanding, you communicate well, you can feed off of each other, you can let each other know when you think something's wrong and try and talk to them about like putting things right, and just having each other there if you have a problem or you want some general advice or something. I think it's about building a friendship with your friend, not about race or culture or religion or gender, you know. So I don't really think that's a big issue, because if
Brilliant.
you click with someone, regardless, you really get on with that person and you have a laugh and you have a joke, and you know it doesn't matter. And even women can have males as friends or gay friends, or it doesn't really matter because we're in the modern world now, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I like that question. Doesn't matter. Could be a male, it could be a female, it could be whatever culture or background. That doesn't how can I say, that doesn't make the basis of having a friend. Uh, probably the basis of having a friend is so having someone who has good morality around you, who will not drag you to whatever will put you at risk of your life or your future. So um, that probably will be the limits to how far you can go in order to enter into some wrong friendship. Jackie, as we are drawing to our closer time, what advice do you have for someone out there who cannot manage to keep friends?
Right, what was that, Cecile?
Anyone out there who cannot manage to keep friends and they're wondering, how do I keep friends? How do I get friends? How do I even keep them? What advice can you give them?
Right, I would advise to go to a local community, maybe volunteer in the community, maybe join the gym, maybe, there's loads of things you can do. I mean, yeah, you can even go to like a well-being support network where you go out and talk to older people, just getting back into the society. They might be feeling lonely, isolated. You can make friends by that. Um, you know, just by even going for a walk, hello, you know, um, cafes, college, uni, work. Even at the bus stop, people talk, don't they? Oh, what's the time? Oh, I've missed that bus, and you know, oh, you get this bus all the time. I see you every morning, and blah blah, and things just elaborate from there.
Yeah, I love that. People talk at the bus stop, people talk in the train. So wherever you go, take opportunity to get to know people, to get to talk to people. Don't be scared, don't be worried, don't be too tight, don't be too laid back, don't be too stay back, don't be too limited. Don't feel that, oh, they're going to reject you, they will not talk to
Yeah,
you, or
and
don't be
if
worried.
if people are feeling really lonely out there and they're thinking, oh, what can I do? I haven't got life, and how do I make friends? I mean, you can even volunteer in schools and to help with disadvantaged children and of children with behavioural problems, and just get out in the community to help. Yeah, I know it's
Brilliant. You heard it.
paperwork, but it's just getting out, doing something, and making acquaintances, to which later on will become friends.
Brilliant. You heard it. Jackie said, get out, get to the community, do something, volunteer, support the needed. You will be able to connect with people. You will be able to connect with community, and you will be able to get friends. Until then, thank you so much for staying tuned, watching this video. We like you to please subscribe, please share, and please follow. And we hope that you will take on Jackie's advice to make good friends and to make friends and to get to know people. Until then, Jackie, what do we say to our viewer and our lover?
Right,
Bye.
okay, bye. Look forward
Bye.
to seeing everyone.
Thank you so much for staying with us until the end. It's been wonderful discussing this topic.